Hello, this is Daniel Mart, and today I'm going to be doing another review for Turn, the TV show. This is going to be for the 7th episode of Turn, which is called Mercy Moment Murder Measure. Try saying that 5 times around. Mercy Moment Mercy Moment Murder Measure. Mercy Moment Murder Measure. Mercy Moment Murder Measure. Okay, whatever, it's tongue twister, but it's called Mercy Moment Murder Measure. So, yeah. Um, So yeah, for before I actually begin doing the actual review, I have to do the usual thing, spoiler warning for those who have yet to watch this episode and are meaning to watch it. As usual, 10-second spoiler warning, in case I spoil something and I don't want that to happen. So 10-second spoiler warning. For those who haven't watched it, I recommend you watch the episode. Those who want to watch this episode and are watching this review, what I recommend is you watch the episode and come back and watch this review because it might spoil something. 10 seconds spoiler warning starting now. Okay, so 10 seconds are up. Get that there. 10 seconds are up. So for those who have yet to watch this episode and are meaning to watch it and are watching this review and haven't left it, please don't comment down below or be messaging me that I never gave you a fair warning because as usual I did. So yeah, Turn episode 7, Mercy Moment Murder Measure. What did I think of it? As usual, quick synopsis, likes and dislikes, and then the rate. So yeah, basically in this episode you have Anna Strong basically trying to get Stella Strong, who is her husband, and basically what she's trying to do is get at the very least get him on parole. Um, I mean that's basically the whole backdrop for this episode. We also have the ongoing conflict of what's his name, Woodhull Woodhull and Simcoe, I believe is how you say his name, pronounce his name, who are neck and neck with each other, who and basically what they're trying to do is beat each other out, see who's the better man, the usual. So what they've basically been doing so far. Based also you have Woodhull who's accused of rape, which is false. Um, and basically what ends up happening is a duel between Simcoe and Woodhull, see who could kill each other first type of thing. Neither of them die. Um, and yeah, basically at the end you have Anna Strong and Woodhull basically going to New Jersey, I believe, in New York or New Jersey, one of the two, in order to at least see if they could get Stella, again, who's a husband of Anna, see if they could get Stella back, at least on parole at the very least, since they already have to an extent the papers to get him on parole, or the words, or however they used to do it back then. They already had the documentation to an extent for him to get him parole. They just needed him to do it. I assume they had to do a bit more documentation, or fill out a few more documents, and that's it. That's how they kind of made it to be. And honestly, I really don't know how it worked out back then in the 1800s. So trying to make sure I'm seeing it correctly from what I can tell and whatever knowledge I have. So that that part may be a little bit iffy in the explanation, but that's more or less a rundown explanation of what I can get. So yeah, compared to the previous episode, which sucked, watch the review right here. Um, that's for the previous episode. Um, here. Compared to the previous episode, this episode was actually pretty great in my opinion. The first 10 minutes I want to say weren't that good. The first scene was terrible. I do want to say it looked fake as hell. You could pretty much tell they were using green screen, and if they weren't using a green screen, then that was just some bad cinematography or lighting or whatever the hell they were doing. The first scene was pretty bad. The writing for the first 10 minutes was pretty bad, but after that, everything else was pretty great in my opinion. The writing did get strong and it did get better. To what for the most part we're used to seeing in this show. The acting, as usual, is pretty great. For the most part. Besides that, um, you are starting to see the overall waning down of this whole arc. I want to say the story arc. You have, I mean, since the season ends at like episode 10, we're at episode 7. You do kind of see it kind of waning down. Um, so it does make sense for them to kind of wrap up some loose ends right around this time, and the way they're doing it does make sense, and it doesn't really feel that rushed. It feels smooth, in my opinion. The acting, as I said before, was great. The writing did get stronger after the 10-minute mark, more or less. More or less around the 10-minute mark is when the writing got better, stronger. The that type of thing. Um, what else can I say? The character development in this episode was pretty much, I think, so far one of the best character developments we've seen up to date, not up to date, but up to this episode, from what I can tell, because I'm only in episode 7. Um, up to now, this is the best character development we've had. Because we still have the character development with Anna and Woodhull. They had this pretty much the same character development arc. Trying, each of them trying to find a way out of this shithole. And then you also have the fact that Anna's trying to get her husband back. But I was really surprised with the way they developed Simcoe's character in this episode. Um, I believe it was Simcoe. Um, so yeah, I mean, he actually did a pretty good job in this episode. I want to say because they showed a different side of him, a side that we really haven't seen up till now. The more innocent, well, not really innocent, but the more like shyer, innocent side. The one that's a bit more scared, a bit more worried, a bit more troubled. And you also see a bit more. You also feel a bit more for the character, a bit more sentimental, which is really something you really do want to have, because overall he's been a pretty decent character. Development wise, he's a pretty decent character, but he's pretty one dimensional. He's the overall bad guy. You really don't feel much for him. He's just there, kind of a creep. That's it. But now gave him a bit more sentimentality. Gave him a bit more emotions. Now we feel a bit more for him. So it is pretty good. He's not as one dimensional as he was before, and now he's getting a bit more dimensional, if that's even a word. He's getting a bit more character development, and I really do like that. I mean, overall, this episode was outstanding, better than the last one for sure. Again, just watched the review. So yeah, on a rate from 1 to 10, 1 being the worst, 10 being the best, and 6 being decent, I give this an 8.5 any day. It's a pretty great episode in my opinion. Um, yeah, 8.5 any day. Definitely check it out. If you're following this series and all that. So yeah, as I said before in my previous video, or previous review for this, in the previous in this review, the previous review, I said I'm basically gonna be finishing up all my turn reviews and see how that goes. Just get it out by this end of this week, so at least one turn review every day. So you guys are basically being promised at least one video every day up until Saturday or Sunday. So yeah, that's basically it for now. Subscribe if you're not already subscribed. I do movie reviews, other TV show reviews, and comic book reviews. For TV shows, I also review The Walking Dead and *Halt and Catch Fire*. And some other TV shows I decide to review in the future. Or some random episodes I decide to, again, review in the future. But that's just independent. So yeah. Comment down below on your thoughts on this episode. You think it should be more than 8.5, less than 8.5? And up until episode 7, how much have you guys actually been liking Simcoe? Because up to now, I really thought he was one-dimensional. He was, that your typical evil, creepy guy, evil antagonist that's kind of a creep. But here they give him, as I said before, a bit more emotion, a bit more character development, and now I'm kind of liking him. I still think he's kind of a creep, and I still say he's the antagonist, but give him a little bit more development there. So yeah, that's basically it for this review. Subscribe, comment down below, share on Facebook, Twitter, MySpace, or whatever you guys prefer. Like this video, and that's basically it for now. This is Daniel Mart signing off.